In this video, we'll learn how to run a linear regression using Google Sheets. We'll be seeing how to plot a scatter graph, how to find its trend line, how to find the coefficient of determination, in other words, the r-squared value, and finally, we'll be seeing how to find the correlation coefficient, in other words, the r value. So let's get started. On the screen here, we can see that I've got some data which I've organized in a table right here. In the first column, we have speed in kilometers per hour, and in the second column, we have heart rate in beats per minute. The idea here being, we're going to be looking into the linear regression of heart rate on speed. Or I could say heart rate against speed. Okay, now underneath that data, you can see that I've written 4 things for us to do. The first of which is for us to create a scatter graph. And luckily for us, that's quite easy, but before I do so, let me point out something quite important. When creating a scatter graph in order to do a linear regression on Google Sheets, you'll want to make sure that the independent variable, so that's the variable that you expect to see on your x-axis, is written in the column furthest to the left. So in this case, that would be the speed column here. I'm expecting that to be my independent variable. The dependent variable, so in this case that would be the heart rate, which I'm expecting to depend on the speed at which I run, well, that should be the second column in your table. Indeed, when creating a scatter graph, Google Sheets will consider the values in the first column as the independent variable, and so it will place it on the horizontal x-axis. That being said, I carry on. To create a scatter graph, all I have to do is to select the entire table. And I include the titles of each of the 2 columns I have, so I select everything like so. And once that's done, I click on Insert. Next, I scroll down until I see Chart, and I click on that. And as we can see here, Google Sheets has created a chart, but it's not a scatter graph, which is what we'll need for our linear regression. So, looking on the far right-hand side of the screen, we can see a large column here, which is the chart editor. And by default will be in the Setup tab, and the first thing we can see here is the chart type. And so if we click on that drop-down menu and scroll down a bit, we'll quickly come across the scatter graph that we have here, and as you can probably see when I hover over it, Google Sheets calls it a scatter chart. And so all I have to do to turn this into a scatter graph is click on that. So I do so. Now we can see quite clearly that the graph that Google is presenting me with is a scatter graph, and we can also see that on the horizontal axis we have the speed in kilometers per hour, and on the vertical axis we have the heart rates in beats per minute. And I'll also point out that Google Sheets creates a title here, and I'll go ahead and change that a bit just to show you that it can be done. All I have to do is double click on that title, and then I can edit it. So we have heart rate in beats per minute vs speed in kilometers per hour. So I guess I could be a little bit more specific here and type running speed. Running speed. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that title, and as such, that's our scatter graph taken care of. So let me now move on to the second thing we learn about here, and that is how to find the regression lines equation using Google Sheets. Now for that, you want to make sure that your chart editor is still open, and if ever it isn't, by the way, because you clicked somewhere on the screen, for instance, if I click on any cell here, you can see that the chart editor disappears. To make it reappear, all you have to do is double click on the graph, and it will reappear. Now, underneath the chart editor title, we can see that we have 2 tabs. We have the setup, which is where we chose the type of chart, and once that's done, we have the customize tab. And this is exactly where we'll need to go to find the regression lines equation, which Google Sheets calls the trend line. And here's how. Moving towards the bottom of this column here, we're going to click on Series. We then scroll down a little further, and here, hopefully you can see, we have the option to click next to the word trend line. So I click on that, and now we can see on our graph that Google Sheets has added the trend line to our graph. But so how do we find that trend line's equation? Well, if I scroll down a little further, you'll see the word label here, and instead of the default option, which is none, I click on this drop-down menu and select Use Equation. And so I click on Use Equation, and now we can see that it's added something to our graph. And in fact, that's a little bit small. Let me enlarge the graph for us a bit. There we go. And perhaps I'll even zoom in temporarily. This 13.3 times x plus 12 corresponds to the regression lines equation. And although it doesn't write y equals to 13.3x plus 12, that's exactly how we should read that. In other words, the regression line's equation is y equals to 13.3x plus 12. And now I can zoom back out. Okay. Now I will point out that if we wanted to, we could define the variables capital H as heart rate, and capital S as speed, that's the speed at which we run, in which case we could rewrite this regression line's equation in terms of H and S, and it would look something like this. H is equal to 13.3 times S plus 12. And there we go. Either one of these could be thought of as the regression line's equation. That being said, I carry on. The next thing we can make sure to show on our graph here is the coefficient of determination. In other words, the r-squared value. And for that, looking at the chart editor again, so that's the column on the far right-hand side, underneath the label Use Equation, we can also click on the ticky box which says Show r-squared. And so if I click on that, we can see that we now have the r-squared value written on our graph as well. And again, I'm aware that this is a little bit small, so if I zoom in just temporarily, we can see that r-squared is equal to 0.949. And that's the coefficient of determination. And so if I zoom back out, we can now state that the r-squared value is equal to 0.949. And I suppose I can make some bullet points here. There we go, that's the regression line's equation, and this is the coefficient of determination. Okay, all we have left to find now is the correlation coefficient r. And I will say that Google Sheets doesn't make that appear on its graph. Instead, to find it, all we need to do is use the coefficient of determination. And so let me quickly remind you of how that's done. And in fact, I can now close the chart editor by clicking on the cross here. There we go. To find the r value, or correlation coefficient, from the r-squared value, all we need to do is calculate the square root of this number. But we do have to keep in mind that depending upon whether our regression line goes up or down, as we go from left to right, the r value will be either positive or negative. Here's what I mean. Let's say we have a trend line looking something like this. So we've got our data points around that trend line. Now, if the regression line goes upwards as we go from left to right, like what I've drawn here, and like we see in the example on Google Sheets, then the correlation coefficient r will simply be equal to the square root of the coefficient of determination. On the other hand, if ever our trend line was going downwards as we go from left to right, so something looking like this, then the correlation coefficient r would be equal to the opposite of the square root of the coefficient of determination. So that would be the square root of r squared. Now again, looking at what we have in our Google Sheets here, hopefully it's clear that we're dealing with an upward trend, so the r value we have will be positive. And so we'll be using this result here. In other words, the r value for this regression line is equal to the square root of 0.949. And by all means check with a calculator, but the square root of 0.949, rounded to 3 significant figures, is r equals to 0.974. And there we go. That's the correlation coefficient taken care of. Okay, now let me finish this tutorial showing you one last thing. Looking at the scatter graph we have here, there's one thing you may have noticed, and that is that the horizontal x-axis starts at 6. The reason for that is that by default, Google Sheets will start the horizontal x-axis at the minimum value it sees for the independent variable. Here's what I mean. If I zoom out again, there we go. We can see that the minimum value we have for speed here is 6 kilometers per hour. And I'll point out that the maximum value we recorded for speed was 10 kilometers per hour, which is why on the graph here, the minimum x value we have is 6, and the maximum x value we have is 10. But oftentimes you may wish to see a bit more of the regression line. And perhaps you'd like to see a more conventional XY grid, for which the first x value we see is 0. And so let me quickly show you how to do that. So I'll zoom out again, there we go, and I'll double click on the scatter graph we have to open up the chart editor, so I double click. I'm now in the chart editor, and under the tab Customize, I scroll down until I see the tab Horizontal Axis. Notice as well that we also have a tab for the vertical axis, so anything we're about to do for the horizontal axis, we could technically also do for the vertical axis. But so if I click on horizontal axis, there are several things we can do here, but what I want to draw your attention towards are these two boxes right here. This is the minimum x value, so the starting point on the x-axis, and the maximum x value, so the finishing point on the x-axis. And so say I want the x-axis to start at 0, then all I have to do is enter 0 under min for minimum, so that's 0. And we can see that the regression line has already updated a bit. And for my maximum x value, I'll go a little bit further than the maximum x value of 10, and I'll say something like 12. There we go. And I suppose I could go a little higher up on the y-axis. Instead of starting at 150, we could go up to, say, 200. And so for that, I'll close the horizontal axis tab, and I'll open up the vertical axis menu. So I click on that, and I scroll down. The minimum value, I'm quite happy with it being 0. So I'll just enter 0 here. And for the maximum value, I just said 200. There we go. And there we have it. I'll now exit the chart editor, and we're done. And there we go. That's it for this tutorial on how to run a linear regression using Google Sheets.